I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
And we haven't recorded in a minute, so this is going to be fun.
I know.
It's always fun whenever it's been like a couple of weeks.
Yeah. You just got back.
I did. I got back last night, stuck in Denver for a few hours. I have beef with the Denver airport.
Specifically.
In a real way. Like, I'm like, you know it's bad when you land in LAX and you're like, oh my God, an airport that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Right. It's true.
Especially nowadays with it being under construction.
Yes. Yeah. Because I was just like, oh, it's so like open and like people aren't literally running into each other.
Yeah.
Like this is incredible.
There's a real, we talked about this, a real spoken wheel type of situation there that doesn't make a ton of sense.
They were thinking. Like, I really don't. And like, there's so many good like shops and stuff in the Denver airport. So I'm not coming for you, Denver specifically. And I can actually say if you had a really long layover, probably okay in Denver because there's like a lot to do, it looks like. But good luck. One, I did, well, I wasn't supposed to. So I ran from like one side of like the concourse to like the other side. I was like sweating. I had a leather jacket on. I'm fucking like sweating. I think I twisted my wrist in a weird way, trying to like lug my luggage all the way through. And then, you know, we had a delay because there was snow on the plane and a mechanical issue. So if you're there for a long time, it's probably fine. But
as a layover,
if you are rushing anywhere, it is so crazy.
Yeah, I think the only airport that I like less than Denver's airport is Charles de Gaulle.
Oh,
a whole
where's
mess.
that?
Paris.
Oh,
CG,
okay.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've actually only flown through there once from Florence, and so it was because it was.
I'll tell you what.
It was okay. I was gonna say I've never been there, but I actually had. But I was already in there.
Yeah,
I didn't
like
have to go through. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I went to Paris. I'm flying back. I have an issue with having to get on a 14-hour flight, and I believe that it should be a necessity that there is a fucking bar in an international terminal.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're in Paris. You can't get wine. Like
no. They had like snacks. I'm like, I'm getting ready to be trapped on a tube. And for me, if I'm on an airplane, I always stock up on snacks. Like I'm going to be stranded for 7 days. You know what I mean?
Totally do.
You honestly
I totally
don't know. Like you don't know. Like weird shit happens when you are flying, and they could just be like, "Well, we're holding you." Remember, I was stuck in Dallas for 9 hours that one time.
Well, there's too much turbulence. We can't run the carts down the aisle.
Yeah, and there have been so many nightmare stories lately. Like, have you seen a lot of those? I can't remember which one it was, but they didn't let them get off the plane. So it wasn't even like they were in the like waiting area in the terminal. They were on the plane for like 16 hours. Insane.
And I literally,
outrageous.
that's what I plan every flight is going to be like for myself. So I'm like, I need a salty snack. I need a sweet snack. I might need a meal. I need many drinks.
So many drinks.
Water, pop.
Absolutely.
All the things.
This is, usually, you know me, like I'm like a Bloody Mary girl on a plane, like either Bloody Mary or wine, depending on like what the situation, right? So I had to take 2 planes, and on the first one, I ordered a Bloody Mary. The guy said, "Is the can all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, like a Bloody Mary, like
in a can,
sure,
great,
fine." So he gave me a cup of ice. He gave me the can, and then he just like walked along his merry way. Like he just didn't give me the alcohol.
So you just got tomato juice.
You just got Bloody Mary mix.
I just drank I was like, well, because you know me, and I'm like,
no,
not to cause a problem. It's fine. I'll just drink this Bloody Mary mix on ice.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
I need to take a class or something on like how to be more assertive. Like I went to Starbucks a while ago and ordered a vanilla latte. And I think the guy was new. So that's me too, where I'm like, no, you're fine. He's new. He's learning. Yeah. He's training. They gave me the latte without any, like, it was just like hot milk. Like there was no, like, there's no vanilla in it.
No.
Or it might have been coffee, but there was no flavor in it.
Okay.
It just tasted like
hot milk.
Yes. And I was like, should I go back? Should I go back and make them put vanilla in this? Because I really don't. But I'm like, maybe I just don't taste it. Maybe he put some in here, but it's like not
you
enough.
were like the opposite of that woman that threw the Chipotle.
Yes.
Oh my God, that woman.
I went home and I was like, I can fix this at home.
Oh no.
I took it home and put like simple syrup and vanilla extract.
Oh my God.
No. You know, the funny thing is that it's because we've all worked in service industries before.
Yeah.
That we're
They're
like,
doing their
oh
best.
man, they tried.
I really do think that it should be like mandatory.
Yeah.
Kind of like Peace Corps or something like that.
Well, that's
you have to
why-
do some sort of like retail or customer service
Yes.
job.
Yeah.
That's why what that judge did was so great. I sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
This woman didn't like her burrito bowl at Chipotle.
Chucked it at the
and
manager.
threw it at one of the people
Who
who
fucking does
were
that?
working there. So the judge was basically like, listen, I will take, he sentenced her
certain
to something.
amount.
He's like, I'll take a certain amount off, but you have to work 2 months at a Chipotle.
Which is amazing. I don't know what it is, but it feels like since the pandemic, like everyone is running at the world at like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
People are just barely
Living on a
Like,
thread. Everybody.
What is
Yeah.
happening? You see all those like people wiling out on planes, like
Like on my way to Missouri, there was this couple in front of me who they had these big duffel bags. And they were putting them in the seat in front of them, like under the seat in front of them, and it doesn't fit, right? Like it doesn't fit. Like they're like straddling the bag.
Jesus.
The flight attendant came over and was like, "Listen, that
Gonna
is
have
a
to put those up."
hazard. We have to move it." And like, of course, by then all the overhead bins were full, so they were like, "We can put it in a first class overhead bin," and it literally took. She had to go get someone else. Because like they were refusing to do it because they were like, we have a short connection. And by the way, they had a 2-hour layover. And they're like, we have a short connection.
Also, it's at the front of the plane. It's
Right.
going to be
Just
the
grab it.
easiest
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
It's not like
Yes.
it's behind you.
And
It's in front of you.
And they were like, we'll get it. Like once like these people get off, we'll grab it and bring it back for you. Right. But they wanted to be able to grab their bag and run off the plane. But they had a 2-hour layover and argued with the flight attendant so long that she was like, you know what? I'm going to go get somebody else.
Yes.
Like,
I can't. I'm done.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yes.
People are awful.
yeah.
Fucking awful.
I have gone the opposite way. It feels like since the pandemic, I'm
Me
just like
too.
the whole thing. I'm like, let go, let God.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
It's gonna be. What
I'll
it's
drink
gonna
this
be.
hot milk. It's
Exactly.
fine.
It's fine. There are worse things that can happen,
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
I just can't be. I can't get all head up about something anymore.
I really can't get worked up about things that don't matter. Like there are so many things that actually matter that you can be worked up about.
Yeah.
This is not one of those
It
things.
feels like some people are just like waiting for that thing, right? Like, oh, I'm already there. Say the fucking
add
word.
an 11.
Say the word.
Imagine being
Cross
a
me.
grown
I dare
adult
you.
and throwing a burrito at someone in public.
That's so extra. I can't even you see those
toddler
videos
behavior.
of people like screaming, and I'm like, you are
Embarrassing.
46 years old,
Embarrassing.
screaming at a McDonald's. Like, that's what we're doing now.
You're red in the
Aren't
face.
you embarrassed?
Aren't you embarrassed? Is your
should
blood
be.
pressure okay? You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways, other things that are like, wow. Cuffing season is
Yeah.
here again.
It is.
It's been
Here we go.
Here we go.
Feels late. Feels late in the season.
Well, it's not cold.
Climate change.
here. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't need to snuggle up with someone. It's 75 degrees outside.
Exactly.
In LA right now. It's like, what do I need you for? Like, I don't need you to keep me warm.
Right.
So
Well, we got Kevin Costner and Jewel.
I'm
Wow.
loving it.
Thoughts?
I'm loving it personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
it seems right. Like,
Kind of, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's nothing about that I'm shocked about. Like, I'm honestly like,
They're both a
wait,
little
why weren't
country.
were they together before?
I don't
'Cause
think
I'm
so.
like, I feel it feels right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Jewel
feels-
looks beautiful.
She doesn't feel like the kind of person who would say that they had a lifestyle to uphold or whatever. with
No,
his
like a luxury in her DNA.
Oh,
Yeah.
she does not feel like somebody who would say she has luxury in her DNA.
No, she's
she
so
does not.
down to earth and everything. So
Yeah, they're a little bit country, both of them. You
Yeah.
know, a little
Yeah.
bit Hollywood, a little bit country. I like that about them.
Yeah.
So we thumbs up this one.
I thumbs it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Kevin Costner has a soft spot in my heart because Did you hear about like what? Why are you laughing?
Because I was going to say because it dances with wolves.
No. and controversial opinion, possibly.
Wolf.
Like I never really, even when he was in his heyday, like heartthrob heyday, I never was like. I mean, granted, I was like 4.
I
But
thought he's hotter
I
now.
liked him in the like movies like The Untouchables.
Oh,
You know what I mean? When he's all like 30s kind of.
Yeah.
But moms loved Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up with every mom like drooling over Kevin Costner.
I
So
don't know why that just made me think of the kitchens with like chickens in them.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rooster.
It's
Rooster
giving
chicken.
me Tuscan chicken vibes.
Oh,
What was that? Where they mixed like Tuscans and chicken.
Yeah.
Like Tuscan
Roosters.
style with roosters.
Roosters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a
Yeah.
vibe.
A lot of dark wood and tile.
Yeah, lots of tile.
But Kevin Costner had he spoke at Whitney Houston's funeral.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so sweet what he said about
Yes.
her. And also and I think he might have been married to Luxury and Our DNA woman at that point, or they were together. But he basically said that like Whitney was his like love of his life.
soulmate.
Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah.
I really wish we, not like I would. He said, I wish I could have protected her better or something like that.
sweaty.
And I
I
was like,
know.
oh my God.
Okay.
Things
Would love
I
it.
wish would have happened.
Seriously.
Man, somewhere on another one of our
Multiverse.
multiverses, they're together.
She didn't get with Bobby.
Oh,
and she got
she
with
never
Kevin
got the
Costner
crack.
instead.
I think
Yeah.
that would have prevented the coronavirus, actually.
Yeah,
That
it's
timeline.
that alternate
Yes.
timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd still be with us, making beautiful, music. Yeah, but in this timeline,
And beautiful babies, honestly.
I want a duet with her and Beyonce in that timeline.
Yes.
definitely,
Obviously.
Banger.
Yeah.
Okay, another one that is rumored. I don't know how true this is, but this is the rumor going around on TikTok is Taylor Swift was at Kelsey's game or whatever, and they saw Antoni Porowski from Queer Eye there. And they're like, was he there? He's there with Hugh Jackman, apparently. Recently divorced Hugh Jackman. What do we think about that?
I do not hate that.
don't
I think
hate it
it's
either.
I think it's about time.
I kind of love it.
And
think it's about
Antoni also just ended an engagement. Like
Correct.
he was in a relationship that
Yep.
ended around the same time. So
Yep.
makes you wonder. Things that make you go,
Exactly.
You know, I love it.
I like
If,
it.
You know, and if they like it, I love it. Especially, you know, like
I'm into it.
And we're
Do it.
into it. Okay, thumbs up. Okay.
Strong thumbs up.
Another one.
I've always kind of had a vibe that Hugh Jackman might
I think
either
you could
way.
go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Love it.
Yeah.
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 All people are beautiful.
That's right. Third one that we've heard about recently is Selena Gomez and
That producer
what's his name?
guy.
Benny.
Yeah.
Benny something.
I don't know him. I don't know her.
I don't know her either.
But I didn't love. So, I mean, again, whatever. Like, if you're happy,
She seems very
I'm
happy.
And she does seem happy. I do know that he's friends with Justin Bieber and had said some things that fans thought were like shady towards Selena in the past.
Ooh.
Oh.
But who knows? I mean, maybe that was before they knew each other. Maybe things have changed since then. No idea.
I
But
know nothing about this person.
he does give me vibes of like slept in the hoodie that you're
Yes.
out in the world in. You know what I mean? Like that energy of
That
like
energy
maybe you
of, like,
spilled coffee on it, but you're still wearing it 3 days later. Like I get that vibe from him.
When
My
Justin
God, do you know
Bieber was
me?
going out with Haley
Haley.
and he was wearing that ridiculous.
Yes. I think that is what's going to happen where like Selena is going to be at a 10 and
Yes.
this guy is going to a low level 2 most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, just like in his appearance. Like he looks like
Yeah.
he doesn't brush his hair. Maybe.
Or teeth.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I don't
We
know.
don't know him.
We're out of Line Cook Summer too. Apparently now it's Jack Harlow's White Boy Winner.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o feels that way, I think.
I
Oh.
think so too, because
Yeah.
that's the fourth one. We
Right.
got her and Joshua Jackson.
Wow.
Yes.
Her shirt.
It's okay to cry. But also, okay, listen.
Girl,
so they
who
stepped out.
who you coming for with that?
But here's what
that
I
sounds
thought.
like you're pointing to some exes that you
It does.
because
It
they
does
both
sound
left
shady.
relationships, right? To be
Yes,
together?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it does sound shady. However, as a fellow Pisces, I was like, I want that shirt. I thought
Yeah.
it was just like, I was like,
it's
that's
a great
Pisces
shirt.
energy. You know, like, it's like, okay to cry.
I looked at it as with Aries energy, where I was
you want
like,
to fight?
oh, It's okay to cry, bitch. Yeah, I got you, man. Feel free to cry.
Yes.
You were like, it's heartfelt. It's okay to cry.
But yes, those two have stepped out. There were rumors when he broke up with Jody that they were seeing each other, him and Lupita, and apparently those rumors have been substantiated. So there you go on that.
Yeah, the energy for me seems like this is the one that, like, out of all of them, I'm like, I don't see it. But
like you don't see it lasting.
It feels very. I just broke up with my last person.
Right. It feels very rebound. But who knows?
I don't know. Listen, who am I?
I don't know these people. What do I do but just gesticulate and guess on a mic?
Yeah.
But,
TJ Fossil's definitely going to come for us for these hot takes.
White Boy Winter, though, I have to say, white boys are their best advocates. Like, they advocate for themselves so fucking hard.
Very good marketers.
Do you remember whenever Chaz, Hanks, or whatever, whenever he did that White Boy Summer? Chet? It was Chet. That's right. Whatever. Whenever Chet Hanks did that too, where he got on TikTok and he was like, it's White Boy Summer. Now it's White Boy Winter. And I'm like, guys, I don't think you get to decide.
White Boy millennia.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay.
We still see you.
I do like that Jack Harlow song, though.
Well, yeah.
It's been in my head for like 2 weeks.
And Jack Harlow can get it for sure.
Yes.
Yes. It's White Boy Winter for Jack Harlow.
That's right.
Just him.
Just him. That's only him. Only him.
Oh, man.
All right. So who should we FMK this week then?
Oof, I think we got to pick from this group of lovely people.
Of cuffing season.
Yeah.
My favorite out of all of them would probably be Antoni Porowski.
Ooh, okay.
That's a good call.
Ugh, he's got great arms.
Really nice, sweet, soulful brown eyes.
Yes,
he's got a gentle soul about him.
He would rub your feet.
I do not
like
like his guacamole recipe.
Well,
at all.
Put sour cream in there, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's divisive.
But it's not for me either. I'm going to be honest.
Everybody's got their own thing.
Listen,
creative.
I know how to make my own guacamole, so I don't need you. It's fine. How about you, Keegan?
Okay, so I know that this is not... You know what? No, I will stick with I was going to try and, Jimmy, Jack Harlow in there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with these couples, and I'm going to put Jewel in there.
Oh,
nice.
Jewel. Okay. I'm picking Selena Gomez.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Antoni Porowski, Selena Gomez, and Jewel. Wow. What a crew.
I can listen to Selena Gomez.
I fucking love her.
I love her.
Talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Just read a phone book. There's something about her voice.
Sweet.
It's very
and she's
soothing.
funny.
Yeah.
Like, she's not afraid to poke fun at herself. I think that she's hilarious. She's so down to earth,
I just want to be around her.
That clip of her being like, I don't fucking go hiking. She's like, fuck hiking. I'm hot. I'm hungry. I love it.
This one's tough.
Yeah. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that I'm going to marry Selena. It feels right for me.
Love it.
Yeah, I really like her.
Me too.
I just feel like, and I feel like we would really get along. I feel like we'd hang out, we'd have fun, we'd laugh, we wouldn't take ourselves too seriously. I'm torn on the last one. I think Anthony.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Antony.
like Antony.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He's so hot.
He's hot.
So hot. He's so good looking.
Very good looking.
And
almost
I
too
gotta be
good
honest,
looking.
there's something about Jewel that just kind of gets on my nerves, and I can't pinpoint it. And I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's great, but I can't put my finger on it.
Okay.
I love her with
Kevin Costner.
I love
do
this
too.
for
That
her.
feels right.
It feels right.
It does.
But there is something that's just like, I just can't quite put my
I
finger
think
on.
she's a little too country for you too.
She's a little too country for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I am dying to see. Christina's actively looking up their signs, and so I can't wait to see what I've done to myself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I pick an Aries? Is this gonna be-
You did not.
Oh,
you did not.
I'm glad.
I don't get Aries vibes
From Selena? No.
I think she's a Cancer.
She is a Cancer.
I was going to say, or Gemini, yeah.
Antoni Porowski is a Pisces.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Jewel is a Gemini.
Ooh.
Oh, I love Gemini.
Somehow all of these make perfect sense.
So much sense.
I would have guessed that Antoni is a Pisces. He
I know.
gives real chill Pisces energy.
Solidified my decision.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I've always had good sex with Pisces. And even though I don't want to marry them, I think I made the strong right decision.
I think Pisces in general have that reputation.
Yeah.
I think that they're good at sex, not to, saying.
I'm definitely, I'm
no
smiling
complaints.
over here.
No complaints. However, I cannot marry Antoni because we will,
nothing will get done.
Our way into oblivion.
Right.
And we can't do that. Nobody is going to ask for the vodka for the Bloody Mary.
No.
And now we're just drinking virgin Bloody Marys for the rest of our lives. We can't do it.
No.
We can't be married to that.
I can definitely see him being like,
also really, really emotional.
Yes.
Very.
But I've had mostly good interactions with Cancer women.
My dad was a Cancer.
Yes.
And
my dad too.
Yeah. Very, very volatile emotionally, I would say.
I've never really spent a lot of time. I've certainly never been in a relationship with a Gemini. So I don't know how that would go for me.
I'm feeling we're going to get some feedback on this.
I'm curious.
Like somebody's going to be like, let me tell you about.
Yeah. And people seem to have very strong opinions.
Yes.
Geminis.
Especially about Geminis. Yeah.
But
I like them.
I've had really good friendships with female Geminis, very good friendships.
Yeah.
In fact, some of my close friends are female Geminis.
I love Geminis.
It's,
that's very Aries of me though. I think Aries and Gemini get along really well.
yeah. Oh God, this is a little hard.
Right?
She's tricky.
I need a minute. Do you know what you're going to do? You go first.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to marry Antoni.
I like that for you.
Love
strong.
And
Yeah. It's great.
Pisces cap. It's great.
Perfect.
I can be the person that sets the schedule.
You ask
and
for the
everything.
vodka.
I ask for the vodka.
That's exactly right.
And I actually think I'm gonna fuck Jewel.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm curious.
There's
something in there that I'm like, I bet she does wild stuff.
Like tantric kind of like
Yes.
It's gonna be
a sound bath stuff.
There's gonna I feel
Crystals.
like it's either gonna be that or y'all be gonna be wrecked after.
Right.
That's how
Like
I
you're
feel.
come out
I think,
injured.
I think that she is wilder than you might think she is. Like, I think like as soon as
She's
that
a
door
sleeper.
closes,
Oh shit.
shit is on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like also she's got
nervous.
like, I feel like she could keep going. Like,
Yeah.
she's giving me that energy.
Yeah,
that's
see, I'm
like,
glad I made the right choice.
Yeah.
I don't need to go for 13 years.
And I do love Selena. I think we could be really good friends.
Oh, duh.
I really
Uh-huh.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to have her
yeah.
over. I would love to have her over just to like eat snacks on my couch and
Yes.
watch
Honestly.
Queer Eye. You
Yes.
know? Like, I love that.
Honestly, Selena, just come on over.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to I'm going to marry Selena
Okay.
too. I know it's risky. 2 water signs. I know it's risky, but I feel like I have enough earth in my chart
Yeah.
that I can balance this situation out. Also, I'll match her. I'll match her when we go out. There's not going to be any like 2 and 10 situation here.
Right.
Okay. We're on the same level.
That's right.
I love her makeup brand. Would love
I didn't
access
even
to
know.
that.
I didn't even know she had a
Wear
makeup brand.
Beauty. Oh, so good.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Great blushes.
Promo code My Worst Date.
I wish.
Right. I do too.
fucking wish.
I do too. Yeah. Yes, I am going to marry Selena. I am also going to fuck Jewel.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to know. I just feel like there's something going on there that is going to be fun. And I don't know what it is, but I'm eager to find out. And then I'm going to be friends with Antoni. I think that we would be great friends. I think I would call him if I'm going through like a hard time. He's going to set me down on the couch. He's going to make us a snack. He's going to pour me a glass of wine. He's going to let me cry it out.
Yeah, he's the one from Queer Eye that I think I would be the most comfortable opening up to.
Yes.
Karamo's a little heavy-handed for me.
He is.
You know? Maybe also Bobby.
Oh,
Bobby
love
seems
Bobby.
Oh, I love
super
Bobby.
down to
He's a
earth.
hometown boy. He's from Springfield. Yeah. And
I like that he's been through some shit too.
Yeah.
There's something about Bobby. Like, I'm like,
It's real.
Bobby's
it
real.
feels like sometimes it's hard for me to open up to people who've had good lives. You know what I mean? Like you're just like,
you don't know.
Okay, well, it's much easier. Like sometimes when you're like, oh, you've had some shit too. Let's talk about our shit.
Yeah. Bobby seems really real. But Antoni, I would love to just go over and like cook with him.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that. It's so like calming and chill. But it might be too calm. He's so hot, hot. But it might be like too chill for me to be in any kind of relationship situation.
True. Oh, I think we chose wisely.
All right.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Sounds good.
And we're back. Wow. Sorry, I dropped the ball there. I was just waiting. I was waiting for Cassi to be like, welcome to my worst date. We've been recording for like half an hour.
Listen, I got to be honest. I'm glad it wasn't me this time. Usually it's me like, where am I? What's going on? I don't know.
What podcast is this?
Listen, the
brain don't work.
The number of times that people have been like, oh, I just listened to this and you guys were talking about. So recently it happened at work. Somebody was like, oh, the guy who took everybody to the bus, to all the bus thing. And I was bus thing. And I was like, oh, that's right. The guy who like drove her around and was talking about buses.
Yeah, now I remember. But like when I was in Springfield, actually Thomas, who edits our podcast, he was like, oh, I listened to your trailer recently. And he's like, you mentioned something about a guy with a machete, and he was asking me specifically about like who that was. I was like, don't know. Don't
remember that one either. Oh my gosh, you guys.
I know. Well,
wow. No idea.
We'll have to someday like go back and do some best ofs for sure.
Yeah. Actually, my story has some recommendations for that. So.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to start us off because I have the Tainted Love later. And this person says, oh, dating.
Perfect.
Good start.
Yep. Great. I hate dating. Yeah. So awkward. My worst by far was a sort of blind date. A friend of mine begged me to go out with her boyfriend's cousin's dog walker or whatever.
What?
Boyfriend's cousin's dog walker. Got it?
No is a complete sentence.
Yep, exactly. We spoke on the phone and MySpace before going out. Oh,
tracks.
Yeah. We decide to go out in Orlando where he lives, about a 90-minute drive for me and a city I don't know how to get around.
Perfect.
The deal is I drive up and then we take his car around and grab lunch at downtown Disney.
Sorry, it just made me think of something because there was all this discourse on TikTok about like people in Europe being like
it's so far
everything like because they were making fun of Americans acting like we don't know because we think that I don't know if it's like Brighton and London are like not a far trip and they're like it's such a far trip and you look at it and it's like an hour and a half and it's like it's not a far trip to us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like that's how I drove here today. So and I'm like I just flew here.
Willing to drive an hour and a half for a date in Orlando. It's like okay,
oh God,
with someone you don't even know like.
Yeah. So as soon as I hit Orlando, I get a text telling me his car broke down, so we will need to take mine. Okay, sure. I get to his house. He doesn't come out to meet me. No. So I go up to the door, and this short guy in all khaki.
Head to toe khaki.
What are you, a zoo?
What do you even call that? Like
a Jack Hanna?
Yeah.
Okay, Steve Irwin. Crikey, mate.
So is that like an Australian tuxedo? Because there's like a Canadian.
It is now.
Oh my God.
Fucking is now.
Oh
that is
God.
Australian tuxedo. That is better be the name of this because I wanted that coined.
My God.
Heavily coined. Trademark.
Oh my God. I'm crying right now.
Oh my God.
This guy in all khaki bear hugs me. This fool's in a khaki shirt and shorts. 2 different shades even.
Oh no.
He's also 2 or 3 inches shorter than me. And he's like, she says, it's a pet peeve of mine as I'm a woman, and he also told me he was 6 foot. I'm 5'8".
That's the issue. It's not like his height. It's just like, don't fucking lie. Do you think we're not going to figure it out? It's so weird.
Exactly. He invites me in, and his like whole family is there to meet me. He gives me the grand tour and invites me to try his bed out.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me get you out of them khakis.
No.
This Australian tuxedo.
This is when the stench hits me. A mix of BO and I'm assuming old dried cum rags.
Oh. What does that even smell like?
I don't want to know. I am trying to think of every way out of this, and I just can't. I tell him we need to get going because I was called into work the next day early. So I drive us to Planet Hollywood, his pick, and we sit in Orlando pretty quickly. Planet Hollywood,
his choice.
Oh,
is he new there? Like, who goes to places?
You live in Orlando.
That'd be like, you know what, guys? I'm really craving going to
Hard Rock Cafe,
the California Pizza Kitchen in Hollywood.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I order a salad, cheap and quick, and what does he say? You're not that fat. You can get something else.
Sir.
Thank you so much for telling me that.
I'm so glad I got permission.
Yeah.
Even the waitress looked like she wanted to punch him. So I finish my salad and excuse myself to the bathroom. I spend 15 minutes in there hoping he will be turned off by the thought of a girl pooping.
Oh my God. Great strategy.
No, I come out and Safari Joe is waiting for me. I tell him I need to get going, and we start to leave, and God gets so mad at me. Maybe I did something in a past life. I'm not sure. But suddenly it starts to rain. And by rain, I mean monsoon.
Yep. Yeah.
This happens in Florida, and usually it lasts just a couple of minutes. We waited 10 and it never let up. Of course, there's a movie theater closer than my car.
No.
And I let him talk me into a movie.
No.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to sit in the dark with you.
No.
At all.
To shorten this, I will just tell you that we saw the first Star Trek movie. I sat 3 seats away from him because I told him my religion made me sit far away.
Oh my God. I love this person.
Root for Jesus.
Pulling out all the stops. I love it. That's incredible.
My religion.
Just put that one away. Put that one away for later.
Everybody put that in your back pocket.
My religion. I can't. My religion. And when it was over, I drove him home. He leaned in for a kiss, and I simply told him I wasn't into him.
Hello, I just told you my religion.
Right.
Yes.
Hi. You're too close.
He looked like I just turned down his marriage proposal. He got out and I left. Unfortunately, I couldn't remember how to get back to the highway, so I had to call and ask him for directions.
Because these are MySpace times.
Yes.
Yeah.
She didn't get that MapQuest.
Didn't print out her MapQuest directions. That's right.
I'm crying.
I felt like
hilarious.
a total douche. Oh my God.
Imagine
amazing.
like you get rejected and then you have to like be on the phone with them.
You know, like,
you take a right?
See the McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to want to turn left there.
It's incredible.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I swear to God, if this isn't Australian tuxedo.
Everyone in Australia is like, hey,
how dare you?
Stop it. Okay.
Like, I would hate to see what they think an American tuxedo is. Probably the fucking flag.
Probably just head to toe flag.
It's just absolutely that. It's like
breaking flag
shorts,
code all over the place.
Shorts and shirt.
Horrible.
From Old Navy,
a cowboy
probably.
hat. Yeah. Oh Lord. We should ask AI what is an American tuxedo and see what AI comes up with.
Yeah.
Okay. My very first date when I was super young. I don't even know why she said yes, but I had a crush on this girl for the longest time and everyone knew.
Aww.
First date, high school story.
It.
Oh my gosh, your first
very
teenage
first date
crushes are
so intense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we picked a date and time, and the plan was to hit up a local pizza place and then watch a movie. I wish I remember the movie because it would remind me exactly when this was. So my lanky, stinky middle school self, middle school date.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oof.
Gets all dolled up and ready. Mom.
Get in the back of the minivan.
Yes. Spray that Axe body spray all over.
Oh, no.
Swimming in it. My mom drove me to her place, and I awkwardly wait around for her to get ready. Then it's revealed to me that she's bringing a friend.
Oh.
We get into the car and make our way to the movies, and the entire trip is super silent and awkward. My mom was the one trying to make small talk with everyone, and it certainly was not helping.
Oh, shut up, Mom.
But I would do the same thing as a mom.
Oh my God, totally.
You're
Me
just trying
too.
to
You're like, oh,
ease the tension.
How's everybody's day been?
Hey.
How was school?
Yeah. So what classes do you guys have together?
Do you guys like Will Smith? That's like my mom. It's like, I got Big Willie style on CD.
She sure does.
She dropped us off at the pizza place, which was directly across the street from the theater. I ordered 2 pizzas. 2 large pizzas. I don't know how much these ladies can eat, okay? My brain hadn't developed yet, all right? So we got these 2 large pizzas, and I'm sitting across these 2 girls who are so very nervous and not the most social people. You'd think the third person would make it easier to have conversation, but absolutely not.
No.
They each have 1 slice of pizza.
Course. Yes, this tracks.
And tried to make up the difference. I tried to make up the difference and ate like 4. We had to throw out some slices, and I wound up giving a whole pizza to these random people at the restaurant on our way out. I don't know what I would have done with a whole ass pizza before going into a movie theater. We went and watched the movie and still hadn't really spoken a whole lot at this point. When we got out, we waited around for my mom to pick us up. So what does the teenage brain think is the natural next step to our date? A kiss, of course.
Oh, no.
In front of the friends.
Right? What do you do? You're
Not in junior high.
No. My mom didn't even let me date in junior high.
No.
No, mine neither.
That's why she had a friend there.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, group dates in quotes were acceptable.
You know what kind of riz you would have to have as like a 13-year-old to plant a kiss on another 13-year-old in front of a friend?
You know, like people did it. I feel like I was not that charismatic, but I feel like people did it in middle school.
I feel like there was some making out being had in the skating rink.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we definitely, 7th grade was the first time I remember something beyond kissing.
Yeah.
Was when, I don't want to say her name, we can bleep it out, but this co-student got finger banged behind the library.
Oh, you've told this story.
That was big news.
I believe you called her out by name.
I think I did. I might have bleeped it out, though. I didn't say first last, but it was just like shocking teenage news. Yeah. We were like, what? You can do that now?
Yeah, you can.
Bang, 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 bang,
bang. I'm officially at an age now where I'm like, no, I'm like nervous about that kind of thing at this point. I'm just like, I feel a million fucking years old, but I'm like, you're 13.
Stay 13.
Stay 13. Stop that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so he's going in for the kiss. I hadn't asked my dad about this specific situation.
Oh, no.
But the conversation had come up a while before. I don't remember how it came up, but basically I remembered my dad saying I should ask if I could kiss a girl before doing it.
Good job, Dad.
Good job, Dad.
Good job,
Oh, my God.
Dad.
I saw this TikTok the other day where this dad was looking through his like 8-year-old son's iPad search history.
No.
With his older sister. And it was like all these like random things. I mean, search histories are always. But then the last thing he came up with was barbecue sauce on titties.
No. No. I can't. I could never be a parent. I'm not built for it. I can't see that. And now it's on the internet.
I know.
That's so cruel, actually.
Fucking funny. I laugh so it's all barbecue it's like extension lyrics. Did extension die? Barbecue sauce on titties.
You can't put that on the internet. That poor kid. So I don't want anyone looking at listen.
No.
I do not want my search history being put on blast on TikTok. No one needs to see that. Also, sir, like that's somebody who hasn't learned about incognito mode. Like you're about to search barbecue sauce on titties. You got to go in a private browser, my dude.
Barbecue sauce on titties. What?
Also,
it's so specific.
So specific.
He saw something one time that got his love map rewired.
Somebody at school mentioned it, and he's like, "I gotta see this."
Yep.
Sticky. I feel like would be. barbecue sauce is good. Okay. So,
Love that.
it's like, what? Did you put barbecue sauce on a dick?
No. Also, don't put anything on a dick.
I mean,
especially if it ever expects to enter inside.
Oh, that's true.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's a UTI.
I want clean as a whistle.
Yes.
Clean as a whistle.
Okay. Anyway, we don't need to go down that road.
Okay.
We're talking about a middle school date.
We're off the rails.
Yeah, of course we are.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so his dad taught him about consent. Amazing. Back to our date. We were waiting around, and I had to find a way to make my move where it's just the two of us. At least I had the foresight to not do this in public. So I don't know how he got her way. Waited for the friend to go to the bathroom or something. Anyways, we walked over to the town's covered bridge, and I asked her if she was enjoying herself. She said yes, and I leaned in and asked if I could kiss her, and she just goes, "No, thank you." Oh, sweetie. So I had to reverse the lean-in technique and make it look like I was trying to reposition myself and said, okay. And we made our way back to the parking lot of the movie theater. The car ride home was exactly as awkward and silent as the ride there. We still acknowledged each other's existence at school, but whatever I thought I had for her in my little emo heart was completely replaced with, well, damn, son, I think I'll just hold off on dating for the rest of my life.
Oh, Jesus. It's like
That's why you don't start too young.
One failure, and then it's just out the window, huh?
Yes. It'd be funny to hear her perspective now that we're older, but I left the whole thing thinking that dates weren't really my thing. It wasn't until I was 17 when a girl was obviously into me and made it obvious that I even thought about being in a relationship.
Aw,
sweetie.
yeah. But
Cute.
no, thank
you.
dude. Kudos for the consent and for being cool about that
And for being
stuff.
kind about having boundaries and not just saying
And
for
also
her.
for
She
her,
had boundaries
too.
and
She's
didn't
like,
just say yes because I would have.
Yeah.
Just to be nice. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
She said thank you.
No,
Thank you.
she did say
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Very polite.
Very polite.
Yeah.
I like how she handled that
Me too.
situation. All right. So my story comes from a listener, and it says, I've been listening for a few months and really appreciate your humor.
Oh,
Great.
Thank you.
I feel like you're going to love this episode.
I hope
then.
so. Yeah.
At work, I'm not supposed to be listening to podcasts, so I hide an earbud under a woolly.
I love it.
When your stories start to make me laugh really, really hard, I have to pretend I have allergies and I'm about to sneeze. I have a feeling that you're going to have a real allergy attack after this episode. And also, too, if you work with somebody who sneezes off, mind your business.
Yeah,
okay? Just mind your
exactly.
business, okay?
Susan, turn around.
He's got allergies. Leave him alone.
Right.
People ask me, how are your allergies now? And so here's the story you can file under, quote, I didn't know we were dating.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
I love these. I've been married over 30 years. Around the time I started dating my wife, I was incredibly busy with college and 2 jobs. So so tired at times, I'd fall asleep in break room at work or in my car after work so I could drive home safely. I had a customer-facing job where I interacted with the public. That I totally relate to that. Mm-hmm. That tiredness after dealing with public is a different type of tired.
Exhaustion.
Yeah. It's exhaustion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That being on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and especially for me.
An introvert? Forget it.
My God.
You're like, I actually can't talk to anybody for 5 days.
Yeah, my social battery is at 0.
It's at negative.
Yeah.
People would come in and talk to me because I'm a happy guy and I'm easy to talk to. One evening, someone whom I barely knew came to my job pretty late in my shift. She and her friend talked me into going over to a house for a party. My brain wanted to say no, but I said yes because I'm too nice.
Mm-hmm.
A
theme.
And says had ACOA issues, ACOA, which I had to look up because I didn't know what it was, but I am fully in a new awakening.
Okay.
I feel like I might be this person as well.
Oh, okay.
A child of an alcoholic.
Oh.
So and that is fucking relatable.
Right.
Somebody who tries to appease and acquiesce so often because you're just like, okay, keep the peace, whatever it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Especially when things get stressful.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, in general life, I'm not afraid to tell somebody like, this doesn't taste like vanilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you throw some vanilla in there?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of that, but I do have that tendency to be like, when things are like start to get to a stressful place, I'm like, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that just really opened up a new chapter of doors that I'm going to be going down. Thank you so much, listener. And as a people pleaser, as they say, her apartment was an old Victorian converted to college apartments. I was so tired walking up 3 flights of stairs to her apartment that I felt nauseous. I was offered a beer, but declined. Like, man, that kind of tired.
I've been there before and trying to push through. Because like you've agreed to do something and you're like committed to going through it. Yeah.
Is real.
That is something that I've tried to work on as I've gotten older, where it's just like, look, I don't like to just bail on things. I don't like to be flaky, but there is a point, and it sounds like he was at that point where you have to say like, listen, I'm so sorry, but I really just can't go out tonight. You know?
Yeah. Like, it's tough. The party turned out to be her girlfriend's boyfriend, myself, and this acquaintance. To my surprise, this turned out to be a double date, not a party. I learned this when my acquaintance said out loud, he never takes me anywhere. He, meaning me.
What?
At this point, I feel like I'm in an alternate reality.
No, I never do take you anywhere. I
barely know you.
Yeah.
What was your name again? I don't remember. At this point, I'm like, am I in an alternate reality? Or is it a case of mistaken identity? Next thing that happened is her friend of her boyfriend comes over, and this acquaintance said, maybe I should start going out with him because he's pointing to me. So boring.
Oh, that's fucking rude.
Yeah. Right? He was smiling at me weirdly. At this point, I recognized this technique from a book called Games People Play. Do you know this? I don't know about this either. Okay, I'm so glad. This technique is called, quote, let's you and him fight. And he gave us a link to it. It's a book. Eric Byrne is the link. It's a technique apparently that's in this book. The maneuver is by a female to get 2 guys to fight over her. I felt sorry for my acquaintance because her best friend got engaged the month before and she was desperate. The night ended. So basically that's why she's trying to pull off this, I guess,
I don't
maneuver.
like that at all.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And how does that help? Like, does
I don't
that
know.
work?
I mean, I feel like there were so many of these like little, it's where negging comes from. It's where all of these like little like peacocking, like all these little tips and tricks that are supposed to make you seem more appealing or desirable or something. I would be very uncomfortable if 2 guys were quote unquote fighting.
I would hate that.
I would be so uncomfortable.
How I got on this side of TikTok, but I've been getting a lot of the sprinkle TikTok.
What's that?
What? I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
This is the brand new. It's old. It's old YouTube videos. I think her name is Shira or something, and she basically her dating tips are like how to get like a quality man or not a broke man kind of thing.
Jesus Christ!
But they're pretty funny, but. Yeah, I don't know why those have been coming. I'm like, I don't need this.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm all sprinkled out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sprinkle.
I felt sorry for my acquaintance because, of course, her best friend, so she might be desperate. The night ended. I know it's a lot of energy to put on one person. Anyway, the night ended when she tried to get me to fight for her.
No.
This maneuver pissed me off and energized me. I excused myself and said I had class the next morning and walked home vowing to avoid women who thought we were dating. Another funny thing is that soon after I told this story to a woman I commuted with for class at another campus. I asked her why she thought the acquaintance thought we were dating when we never did anything together. My commuter friend didn't answer. Instead, she said, "You never took me out anywhere when we were going out." I wanted to say, when were we going out?
Oh my God. How is he accidentally ending up in relationships? I'm so confused.
She's like, well, yeah.
You never took me out.
I just thought that's how you were. What? What?
When did we break up?
Oh my God.
He said, I wanted to say when we were going out, we were never going out. But instead I said, I'm sorry.
Relatable.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm clearly in the wrong here. I'm sorry.
It might be because I was visible to the public and attractive as a partner. Some women whom I thought just being friendly with had some fantasy about
this works. That is not how this works.
I feel like you would remember.
Out on a date. I did not pick you up and take you out on a date.
I'm sorry.
Just because, look, what kind of weird that is so strange that they just like developed these delusions.
Weird delusion, right? I learned to always say something now about my wife early on when I have conversations with people, just to let them know that I work it in and in other places. Also, I always wear my wedding ring. I withheld the job I had in the college and the other stuff because I don't want to be identified. Well, sir, your secret is safe with us.
Yeah.
One more thing, and I'm sharing this because I literally snorted when I was reading this. And this is just something, ladies, you haven't heard this yet, so I have to share this.
Okay.
All right. My favorite worst date story type is the explosive bowel movement stories.
I appreciate this feedback.
Such as the story of the date who ran into Macy's to poop during the date.
Yeah.
Two things. There was a song by Imagine Dragons called Thunder with lyrics Thunder, feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, which kind of describes the feeling you get when you have to desperately in a social situation.
Well, now I'm going to think about that.
That's always going to be my head now.
This would be a great song to introduce such a story.
Don't tempt me. I have thought of getting a soundboard. I definitely have.
The other thing is that I and probably all of your fans would love to listen to podcasts of the greatest hits in certain categories.
Okay.
Greatest of explosive BM stories. Yeah. Greatest stories about food. Greatest stories about criminals and so on.
Yes. I was actually just thinking that. I was like, oh, we should have, like, if somebody wants to make a Wikipedia for us, that would be really helpful. Where it's just like it's like high school stories or meet the family stories.
They've got AI now that can you can upload your audio and it will transcribe it for you. So that will be
then you can just control find what you're looking for. Yeah, which would make it easier, because that's the thing. We were just talking about that, but we've done so many that it's so hard to.
Yeah, it's 287 regular episodes and another 64 shorty episodes.
Wow.
I don't know how many double dates.
I gotta be honest.
It does.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, that's all. Thanks for the laughs.
Aw, thank you. I mean, that story is hilarious. If that's the case, then I've had
giving off that energy.
I've had so many relationships. Like every cute bartender who showed me a little bit of extra attention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He never takes me out.
He never takes me out.
Can you imagine?
I mostly have to hang out with him at his job. But we're in a relationship.
He's always working.
Yeah. He's just busy. He's just busy.
He tells me to come in and see him.
Oh my gosh. I'm getting that. I had a relationship like that when I was still in my early 20s at Shadow with a bartender where I was like, oh yeah, we're vibing.
Yes.
We're dating.
Vibing. We're practically dating.
I did that to somebody.
Oh,
and he was like,
I don't know her. I don't remember your name.
It's like flirting with you guys is part of my job.
Yeah.
This is literally part of my job.
That's how I learned it. And I was like, oh, okay.
But he's trying to make them tips, baby.
Yeah.
I probably projected as well on a few people in that kind of general way. Like you said. I mean, oh yeah, he likes me.
I've definitely done that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Oh, man. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
I'm going to go put my Australian tuxedo on. And we're back. Christina.
So, I have been on a real cozy Keith Morrison kick. It's the holidays.
It's that time of year, yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but there is actually a Dateline episode where he reads The Night Before Christmas.
And he reads How the Grinch Stole Christmas every year, too.
Spectacular.
I love it.
So I happened upon this one and I snatched it up. I was like, okay, this is the episode called Tangled.
Okay. I think I might know this.
Okay. And there also is an investigation detective discovery investigate called Murder Comes to Town. So you can check that out as well. But I'm going to start us off in the high desert of rural Colorado. Okay? It's like around Pueblo, Colorado. Very secluded, not a lot of people there, but a great place to grow up and raise kids. And Pam and Jerry Palmer have their 2 little girls, Shannon and Kelsey. They get to like ride horses, have a great life. Pam is a devout Jehovah's Witness, so she chooses to homeschool her daughters. Okay. Jerry's not a Jehovah's Witness, but he respects Pam's religion and everything. He wants to send them to public school. She finally relents around high school. Okay. And Shannon and Kelsey get to go to a regular high school. And that's when like Shannon meets friends, meets boys. Shannon ends up like falling head over heels for Aaron Candelario.
Shannon and Aaron.
Shannon and Aaron.
They are like, they have so much in common. They really relate to each other because Aaron was also homeschooled by his mom, who was Jehovah's Witness.
Wow.
Both his parents were.
Oh, fuck. Wow. I remember. I know where this is going.
Yeah. Ooh. So like they are like, they have that in common, and you know, they just like really bond over like what they want to do with their life. So they graduate high school and they get engaged, and it's just beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
And that's the end of the story, you guys.
Yep,
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks. So what's really sad is that, you know, Aaron's mom's not really in his life. Ralph, his father, is like kind of dating or whatever, but is like a single father. And then, you know, all of a sudden, Pam tells Jerry, like, this isn't working for me anymore. Whoa. Like, I need you to divorce me. Because she's a Jehovah's Witness. So, like, divorce is like a no-no. But this comes out of the blue.
Listen.
You divorce me, but I don't divorce you. I don't think that's how it works.
Well, he had to file. That was the way around it.
Okay.
He had to file.
Okay.
And so, like, all of a sudden now they have that one other thing in common is they both are, like, children of divorce. So 3 days before their wedding, they're, like, in the midst, it's last minute, like,
and we know what
stuff.
that feels like right before the wedding. You are stressed, baby, already. Yes.
So Pam and Ralph, so Shannon's mom and Aaron's dad, call them and are like, you need to come over. And they're like figuring it's like some like counseling, last minute, like Jehovah's Witness stuff before the wedding. And so they get in and they sit down and they're like, so we eloped.
So you guys are now related.
Yeah. You're technically step siblings now.
Step sister.
Can you fucking imagine?
Could you imagine? Okay, Christina, Christina and Eric. Christina's Mom and Eric's dad suddenly call you guys and are like, hey, we eloped.
Just before.
Her face. Your face is so red right now.
Oh my God.
No. So they are obviously having a literal
that is so
panic
fucked
attack.
up. It is so fucked up on so many levels. Because listen,
I would be having
love is a confusing thing, right? Whatever. But I'm like, you couldn't have waited. Like if you two really, it was like true love, and you wanted to be, you couldn't have waited
3
until
fucking
after
days before the wedding,
and your children have been dating for a long time.
All through like high school.
You couldn't have waited. You couldn't have given them this.
Yeah.
And then navigated whatever you needed to navigate down the line. How fucking selfish.
Awful.
Yeah. So Shannon is fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Aaron is fucking pissed. They're like, don't fucking come to the wedding.
Yeah.
Don't
come.
Please don't. Yeah. Oh my God.
No, thank you.
Embarrassing.
And, you know.
Am I the asshole for disinviting my...
No, you're not.
No.
NTA.
You're not.
So they try to make a go of it, but it's just like they try to be like, we won't let this affect our relationship.
Impossible.
But it can't. It's a young marriage. It falls apart like a year and a half later. They get divorced. And Shannon and Kelsey are actually like fuck you to Pam. Like she loses her relationship with her daughters.
It also makes me wonder, like, that's shady. Like, they were doing some secret, sneaky snake shit.
Right.
Like, it makes me wonder, how long was this going on? Because she demanded a divorce from her husband quickly.
Yep.
Right. So I'm just like, was this going on in secret behind everyone's backs for
without my ass?
Because
how long?
I know, like, divorce is frowned upon, but I'm sure adultery is too.
I have a feeling.
Right. I mean, yeah. And so you didn't just keep this from your husband, though. You also kept it from, like, your daughter, who that's her future father. And, like, it's all very, I'd be angry too. I'd feel like trust has been violated.
Right.
I would be so grossed out.
Yeah.
So 3 years go by and Pam and Ralph's relationship seems to be going well. They open an antique store. They're living in this, like, small town 50 miles south of Pueblo that's, like, got 3,000 people in it. And it's popular because they have, like, antiques and arts.
It's like, kind of that kind of town.
Yeah.
Like, it's a destination
town. That Love is One town.
Yes.
In Colorado.
No.
Exactly. It is.
Town. Yeah.
And so, yeah, they're doing well. They have that. They've got a vacation home in Oregon. Pam reaches out to Shannon and is like, can we talk? Can we have a lunch? You know? And Shannon's like, fine. They talk. She's like apologize. She apologizes and asks for, like, a fresh start. And Shannon's like, I really can't, like, reconcile that my mother did that to me, but I do want to try to make this
some
work.
kind of relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they were getting ready to go on vacation to Oregon. And so she's like, we'll talk when you get back, kind of thing. Well, on January 16th of 2014, Farhey Trujillo calls 911 because her neighbor, Ralph Candelario, is outside screaming and crying all over his yard. She's like, he said he was attacked in his home. He wants me to go inside and check on Pam.
No.
And
I love that she's like, somebody else can do that shit. I'm not going in there.
Ain't gonna be me.
Ain't gonna be me.
She's like, I'm going to try to find another neighbor to help me or whatever. Police get there. Ralph has bruises all over his face. Pam is dead in the kitchen. So they airlift him from this small town to, like, an actual hospital because they're like, he's acting like he's in shock or like he has a concussion. He's very confused. Like, Shannon and Aaron get there. They're like, oh my gosh. Like, Shannon is struck by, like, how bruised he is, and he starts crying. He starts sobbing. And that's when she learns that, you know, that lunch she had with her mother was the last conversation that they would have. So she's obviously, like, just under,
of course,
the whole thing. Well, they let him out of the hospital because they're like, okay, you're pretty banged up, but you kind of seem fine. So CBI, California Bureau of Investigation, has actually stepped into the case because that small town has, like, 5 police officers. Colorado.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second.
Sorry. Colorado. That small town only has, like, 5 cops. So they're like, we don't have murders here or anything. Right. And so they're
this is like a home invasion,
yes,
2 people attacked.
Yes, one of them dead. And so they're like, walk us through what happened. And he's like, all I know is that, like, we had dinner and, like, we went to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And then I went downstairs to make sure the wood burning stove was still burning. And I got hit from behind really hard. And when I woke up, it was morning and Pam was dead on the floor. So they're like, okay, all right, let's check this out. Because let's assume he did have
this is the information
marks
we
and
have,
everything.
so let's go with it.
Who has a reason to attack these people? You know, first let's check her ex-husband, Jerry, was very upset about what happened. And so they're like, beep, boop, 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 call up Jerry. And he's like, yeah, sure, you can interview me. You're going to have to, like, drive about 6-7 hours. I'm up in Nebraska. I live here now. And they're like,
okay, probably wasn't
not
okay.
you. Got
Okay,
it.
yeah, we can check, see if you traveled. Yeah.
And they're like, who else was mad about this couple? Okay, like Shannon and Aaron.
Yeah.
They checked them out, clear them right away. They were nowhere near the scene or anything. They didn't have anything to do with it. So then they get a tip that there's these two like criminals in the area, and one of them was selling jewelry the day after the murder, and they let's check them out because they are, criminals with rap sheets, and let's pick them up. They clear them too. So they're like, okay, let's go back and talk to Ralph again. So they're taking him through the house, and they're like, he's like trying to walk them through stuff, and he's like, where are all the knobs? Because they had taken all the knobs off of the drawers that were pulled off and stuff. And they're like, we sent him in for testing. And he's like, oh, well, there's jewelry missing, and then there's that TV missing, and that kind of thing. And they're like just walking it through. They're like, all right, okay, well, we'll catalog all this and we'll talk to you later. Then, out of nowhere, he walks in to the Huerfano World Journal, which is an amazing name for a small town newspaper.
Amazing.
With a 3,300 word letter.
That's too many.
Describing everything that
is so
happened.
fucking weird.
So weird. It's so weird.
I read this whole letter.
No.
Ladies, when I tell you, it's the most unhinged thing I've ever read in my life.
I love that this journal was like, we'll take that.
We'll take it.
We'll publish that shit. Like, it's the most exciting thing to ever happen
Ever.
So first of all, a home invasion where a murder has happened in this town was already front page news. Now this person comes in with this pages long. So his first story, he was like, yeah, I went downstairs, I got hit in the head. Now it has expanded.
Of course.
Now everything happened the night prior. So not we went to bed and then it happened. It was like we went to bed the night before, and that's when it started.
What?
Wait.
Yes. So he's added an extra day to it.
Dude, you're doing too much. When people start, I'm just like, talk less.
Yeah.
Say less things.
He goes on to describe the fact that the actual night before, they had watched Star Trek.
Okay.
A little bit of White Collar. She took a bath. Then he took a bath.
So many details.
Then they went to
I
bed.
need to know that you were watching White Collar. Like, why?
Right?
And then
this is in the letter.
Yeah. And then
the letter. He's like, dear people of...
It's like, to whom it may concern is what it says.
It doesn't concern anybody.
Like, no one.
It concerns the CBI.
Right.
But so he goes on, he's like, he went downstairs and then a man with blonde, like curly hair and big lips slams him into the head and everything.
Like, ooh,
and then he comes to and he sees Pam
for him.
being attacked and convulsing, and he goes and comforts her, and then she's silent, and then another day and a half of these intruders torturing him and being in the house and not letting him go.
That's
what?
This is fake news.
It's so bizarre. He goes on and on about, he's like, then they pointed a gun at me to shoot and it just clicked and I peed my pants and I pooped my pants.
Okay.
And then he's like, something else happened and he peed his pants again.
Dude.
He admits to peeing his pants 3 times, pooping his pants twice.
My God.
In a letter in the newspaper.
So he's like, no one would ever admit to this.
Exactly.
So I have to
put it
in
in
the truth.
And I have to do it multiple times so that they really know.
Really know.
Why would I say I pooped my pants? Why would I say that? It's so embarrassing. Why would I say that?
It's so over the top. Like,
and I'm still wearing my poop pants today.
We've done so many of these Tainted Loves. We've also just watched so many true crime things that, like, when has there ever,
never
in the history of ever, been a home invasion where somebody just hung out for a day and a half?
Never heard of it.
I can't think of a single instance. No,
not when they've kept someone alive. I mean, we've had home invasions where they kill everyone in the house and they stay in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not like you kill one person, you leave the other one alive and you just hang out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you just leave. You don't even kill him at the end because it's not even like it was about the torture.
He enjoys how rapid his bladder fails him. He's like, this is hilarious.
I need to know. So the newspaper prints it. And
they do.
people around town have
Can you
opinions.
Christina, you live in a small town now. You send us shit that comes up on your like Fraser Park Facebook group.
Yes.
If this happened in Fraser Park, the tea would be boiling.
Spicy.
Oh my God. I would be like, Christina, you need to add me to that. I know I don't live there.
Yeah,
you need to add me to that group because I need to know what the locals are saying. Because the chatter, having lived in a small town before, we all have like the chatter of a small town when they get spicy gossip.
Yes.
Oh my God. Also, I have to say, just because I checked our Instagram messages, our Instagram DMs, and someone had sent us like this woman, there was something going on down the street, and this woman was outside with a mop.
Yes.
Like she was on the pavement, like listening, like mopping,
like watching. Yep.
I appreciate it when you guys send us stuff like that.
Absolutely. So everybody, like Shannon is like, I had to like throw it down. I was so freaking pissed. Yeah. Everyone's like, mom. It sounds like a movie or something. It
Not
sounds
a bad one.
A bad movie.
Yeah. People are like, this is bizarre.
He peed his pants three times.
Pooped his pants twice.
It's got to be real.
It's got to be real.
Nobody would admit that.
So Aaron actually goes into the cops and he's like, this is bullshit, but also maybe you guys should look into the fact that my mother hasn't been heard of since I was 11.
Oh, I forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron's like, by the way,
Aaron, when he was 11, his parents separated, Ralph and Dina Candelario had the boys on they had joint custody. So they're leaving Ralph's house to go back to Dina's, and there's just a note on the coffee table. She's like, I up and left. I love you
You'll
guys.
never hear from me again.
Yeah,
bye.
exactly. Which obviously Aaron is like, what? And it's like searching for like any sign of Dina, but like despite, being on computers and all, there's no trace of Dina anywhere. He's never been able to find anything. And in fact, when he was going through his father's stuff in the basement one time, he found a box that contained her passport, her driver's license, her cell phone.
It's not something that you up and leave without.
No.
Sure don't.
It sure isn't. And so he's like, I used to, when I was like 14, go and search all the different abandoned mines around here because I'm certain that he has something to do with my mom's disappearance.
Wow.
And they're like, that is very
useful
information. So they worked for 9 months.
And you know what he did that was different than what his dad did is he didn't write a letter about it for the whole town to know.
Right? So the cops spend like 9 months getting all the different like physical evidence back to show that there was like nobody else in the house. And despite what he did in the letter, which they were like, this is obvious, like he saw what we were doing around the house. And then in his letter, he had answers for why it is.
Yeah.
We couldn't find any other fingerprints on the knobs because now the attackers had gloves with LED lights on them. Or,
That's right. I forgot about that. LED light and gloves.
Which is such a
a weird specific thing.
But all those things, they were like, okay, we have to make sure that, we find something that's not in his letter or can't be like answered away. And they found these 2 antique rugs in the washer. And as soon as Ralph saw them, he's
already
like,
me and Cassie looked at antique rugs in your washer, your washing machine.
Sure.
That's not how you wash a antique rug.
No. You take it to that guy on TikTok that does the rug
that's
washing.
exactly right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he's like, oh, I've never seen those rugs before in my life, which is a fucking weird thing to say about 2 rugs in your washing machine. So they're like, yeah, we're going to take those and test those. Obviously, they were part of the crime scene, and so then that's when they
and your invaders they're going to put it in the washing machine.
Very, very conscientious.
Right? Exactly.
You know what, guy? I feel like we've done enough here. Let me just throw these in the wash.
I'll do this for you, though. Yeah, I'll do you a favor.
I'll get them started.
Yeah,
you put them in the dryer.
You'll have to switch them over.
Yeah. Listen, guy, you already shit your pants twice. Let me handle this for you.
Yeah. Like fucking weird, dude.
So weird. So they go to arrest him. Turns out he's like out of town, so they have to trace him.
I don't like that.
Yeah, they track him all the way to Northern California. They finally pick him up. He goes on trial. He's of course convicted.
It's the easiest. The jury was just like, so he did it, right?
Yeah.
You guys just want to like,
they just actually gave him the letter. Like, just read this letter.
You
he did it, right?
I rest my case. Bye.
And right before sentencing, they had given him a safety razor to like clean up for court. He did try to commit suicide.
Yeah, that feels like a very, like, I wouldn't just hand those out in prison.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Safety razors?
Yeah.
No.
So
electric.
All the way.
It delays it for a day, but a day later, the judge gives him life in prison. Weird thing was he stood up. He had his moment, I guess, to say something that he said that Pam would be resurrected, which is
Lord,
and that he would be filing an appeal, but he is incarcerated to this day. The big thing that I hate about this story is that, okay, you're convicted, life in prison, whatever, you're not going to get out. Why won't you give your son
tell them
the closure?
What happened.
The closure.
Because there's something narcissistic and weird about this person.
So bizarre.
Because like there's something really strange. I would love to hear like a psychologist talk about it. Like, what did he think was going to happen? What does he think about the rest of the population that he thought that letter would go over well?
Yeah.
So
I think he's smarter, better than everybody else too. Because I mean, he had a mistress the entire time he was married to Pam, and the prosecution just posited that
she was going to leave him.
Well, no, that she wouldn't leave him because he's their Jehovah's Witness, and they didn't want to be excommunicated or whatever, disfellowshipped or whatever they call it. And so he thought if he got away with it once, that he could get away with it again, probably. But I think the thing that struck me when I was watching the Dateline was just like, it was like Shannon had said, one of the things, like, Aaron would not talk about his mom, but she would find him like late at night, like over his computer, just scouring, like looking for any trace or any kind of clue to figure out. And I'm like, you have to be such a psychopath that you wouldn't give, like, you're already life in prison. Yeah. Okay. Like,
you're not getting out, dude.
No, but it's this type of personality where maybe he thinks he can get out. Maybe he thinks he's that smart. Maybe he thinks he can win an appeal somehow. And so he's like, well, I'm not going to ruin my own chances. But it's incredibly disgusting and selfish. And I remember watching that or listening to that Dateline, and that son made me really sad too, because he had just kind of given up. Like, he was just like, well,
I guess
resigned.
She left. Yeah.
And even if he never really thought that, it was like, well, there's nothing I can do about this. So I might as well that's my dad. I might as well just like live my life. And it's really sad.
Really sad. And they have reopened supposedly the Dina Candelario case back in 2016, but you know,
nothing's come of it.
Nothing.
I mean, it's been so long. They'd need new evidence. He'd need to start talking or something.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the wild story. And man, if you get the chance, you can find his letter online pretty easily. It is a wild ride. Even Keith Morrison reading passages of it are very good because he throws the appropriate level of stank onto it.
Sure does. I fucking love
sarcasm.
I love it when you can tell. Like, he's good at that, and so is like, who's the other one? Who's the other Dateline daddy? Mankiewicz.
I love Mankiewicz.
They are so fucking good.
Okay.
Whenever they have disdain for someone, and you know where they
Andrea
stand.
Canning is usually like, okay, we'll
she's a little more both sides.
We'll let it ride, but we know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I actually love that they do the second episode now, where they like really dive into it, because especially her, because you kind of get to have like a more unguarded version of like her telling. She's like, you know, this guy has done this thing.
Like, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what are you guys watching this week?
Well, I started because my Sister Wives journey is coming to a close, right? This last season, I caught up. And then this last season,
I've meant to ask you.
Yes.
What is Welcome to Plathville?
Girl, that's what I was about to say. That's what I've been watching. Welcome to Plathville.
Clips of it, and I'm like, girl.
It's filling that Sister Wives hole that I have in my life right now. It is wild. I don't know.
It's a reality show.
Yes. And I'm not sure entirely if I love it. Am I going to keep watching it? Yes. It's that kind of thing where it's just like very easily
drama is happening right now.
And that's the thing is like, that's why I'll go through seasons of peace and I skip episodes. I'll read the description and I'm like, nah, I don't need to know that. And like go to like something more dramatic.
I don't have a clue what this is.
Okay. So welcome to Plathville. It's this family. They're the Plaths, the Plath family. And they're from like rural Georgia. And it's like a mom, a dad, and then 9 kids, I think. And they all live on this like farm, which they call their like little piece of heaven in the middle of nowhere. And they raise their kids extremely sheltered. So all of them were homeschooled. They'd never had like sugar. They aren't allowed to watch TV unless it's for educational purposes. All of their internet is monitored and used only for schoolwork.
So no barbecue sauce on titties.
No barbecue sauce on titties, not in that house. That would be really like shocking to them. Yeah. So
wow.
The drama in the first season, and I think probably even throughout, is that the oldest boy got married to a girl and she is just too liberal for them. She lets him try alcohol at home. They're both 21.
Honey.
Like they drink alcohol at home. He had his first Coke. Like just shocking. And so the parents won't let him, their son and his wife, alone with the other kids, like without them present because they're like a bad influence might encourage them to drink Coca-Cola and stuff.
And what I've seen is that like he doesn't want to have kids with her because he doesn't want her to raise his kids. And her being like I not going to be like your little servant, like cooking 3 meals a day.
But it's funny because like
how do they end up married?
At the stage that I'm watching now, he is standing up to his parent, like he's with his, at this point I'm in the beginning of season 2, he is like with his wife against his parents.
Okay.
So like he's like, we have a different household, but then also some of the other older children have left. And then like, basically there's a big rift in the family because like, they're like and of course what happens whenever you have strong-willed kids and you've been that controlling is they like bounded the other direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now they're all on crack.
And they're pissed that like, they're like, you didn't prepare us for life. We had no idea. Like the guy the oldest boy who married that girl didn't know that he has like 6 sisters, didn't know that women had periods. Like that kind of thing. Like when he got married, didn't know that women had periods. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's
so the educational television they're watching
it's not that.
It ain't that.
It ain't that.
It ain't. What do you think they watch?
I don't know. Something with Noah's Ark.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's just kids. Yeah. Christian kid shows.
So it's interesting. And you know, they're creepy. They're creepy because
I see the clips on TikTok. I've watched like all of them. So I'm so far the little bit that I know of, I'm team her side.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, and like she's not perfect either. Like I think she did things to kind of, but you know, I've said a million times in this episode, I'm such a people pleaser that like I'm willing to acquiesce and kind of like meet you halfway and make compromises. I think she did things intentionally to annoy them, but I'm also like, well, you're 21, you're married, you have your own life, your own household,
grown-ass adult,
and you have your mother-in-law coming into your house criticizing your toothpaste.
No, you don't,
because it has too much sugar in it.
Not in my fucking house. You don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to come here at all.
Exactly.
Nope,
so
never.
it's interesting.
Okay,
I'd say give it a shot. It's weird.
I think that's. I think it would just make me furious. I'm already upset. So
yeah, maybe avoid it then.
Yeah, I have been watching a show called McDonald and Dodd. And it is a little slice of British heaven.
Love.
And it's just like 2 episodes of the first season. The second season's 3 episodes. It is so good. It is this little like British procedural type of situation.
Uh-huh.
This woman comes from London. It takes place in Bath. And there's it's her, this kind of like go-getter, you know, Londoner. She's coming into this kind of small town to help take over she's a detective. And then her counterpart is this kind of like mousy-ish guy who's like the department's like trying to get fucking rid of. They're like, he's old. Try to get him to retire early. But he plays kind of like, oh, I'm so dumb. I don't know what's going on. But he has that kind of Columbo type of
love it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Is it on BritBox?
It's on BritBox.
Okay, because I do have BritBox now.
So good. I high recommend it. Apparently, it really is. I think it's very popular in UK.
Malcolm and
it's McDonald and Dodd.
Dodd. Okay.
DODD. And I think it's very popular because I guess there's a lot of like really famous Brits like guest starring in like the episodes.
Oh, I'm in.
So it's really kind of
I'm in.
It's very good.
I started and finished the series Bodies on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I would give it probably like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
A very original idea. Basically, there is a body discovered in Whitechapel in 1890. The same body is discovered in 1941 on Whitechapel by a different detective. The same body is discovered in 2023
I'm
in Whitechapel.
Interested.
And then the same body is discovered in 2053.
Yes.
Oh. So it's 4 timelines, 4 detectives, the same body trying to figure out the mystery. Is very interesting. Yeah. I liked it.
Unique concept for sure. I give them points for creativity.
Yeah, it's unique concept. I overall thought that they did a good job with the execution of it. It was a good story. It was entertaining. It was something new. I liked it. Thumbs up.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. It's been on my radar, but I hadn't. I was like, I'm not sure.
It reminds me a lot. I don't know why I kept thinking it made me think of the Cloud Atlas.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of vibe. So if you liked Cloud Atlas, you'd probably like this.
Okay.
There you
go.
Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.